Fantastic. Sorry, I was recording. So we are going to continue from the last point where we are going to refactor. So we will use get swap in use instead of doing it again in renderblock. So basically I left those to do. So basically I was going to replace this by the method in memutils, which is currently not being used. Okay. Need a bit more space because to broadcast I use a full HD screen, but my main screen is a 4K, so this is so small for me. But if I broadcast with the 4K, then most people cannot see it properly. Swap in use. So basically I'm trying to get this field basically. Okay. Okay, and this is returning a string. Okay. And this is what I was getting in bytes. Bytes. Then I was getting into gigabytes. Oh, sorry, swap that I want to. Swap in use, okay. I see why I was doing like that. So I wanted to work with bytes to get in the multiple units. If I am using more than 0 bytes, then I mark this in color alert, which is in red. So this should appear in red. Okay, so if I activate swap, because currently I don't have swap, I have 64 gigabytes of memory and and normally I don't need swap, although certain programs to work optimally need swap. So let's add some swap here. I'm gonna create a file for this. So okay, I'm gonna allocate one file of 1 gigabyte, and I'm gonna call it swap file temp on root. I'm gonna initialize it with zeros. Swap file temp, block size 1024, count, and I will add status equal a progress. So I see the progress. Okay. So now I'm gonna change the permissions. And I'm gonna make swap. Okay, I'm gonna swap on, so activate basically. All right, so we have 1 gigabyte in here, but we are not using any amount of swap currently. few browser windows from Firefox or Chrome. I will fill this quickly. Okay, so I need to work a bit more on this problem, because working with bytes is fine, but to be honest, I was working with kbytes as proc meminfo comes with kbytes. So proc meminfo comes in kbytes. All the information I get from the system, well, almost all of it comes from /proc, from Linux kernel. I get few things from /sys. So most of everything is in /proc. Okay, so as you see, everything is in kbytes. Everything is in kbytes, so I don't get any advantage here. So let's find a way to make this right. So what I want is to have the mem total, the swap in use calculated by my method in memutils. And instead of this, I could use my method. I'm only worrying about this. Get swap in use. Okay, that was one of the problems that I saw before. That I was returning gigabytes in here, but the methods, so get swap free, was returning kbytes as the original file has, but swap in use was returning gigabytes. So what I'm gonna do first is fix this. So get swap in use will return in kbytes. and then I will have no, I will not have get swap in use in gigabytes. And in fact, I'm gonna rename this method to get swap in use in kbytes, because it's more clear. I like to be more specific. So now I'm gonna comment this part. So I'm gonna return swap in use kbytes. Okay. Remember that this method was not yet being used. So now, what was stopping me was having the integers. So what I'm gonna do is multiply by 1024 after I get the kbytes. So for what? Swap in use. Okay. Self.memutils. Okay. Then I will have swap in use kbytes. All right. And I'm gonna move this up. Swap in use bytes. Okay. So what I'm replacing is this. All right. Okay, funny, because I want to use this, but with a new variable. No, I normally never reuse variables like this. Or like this. Okay. Okay, that seems correct. What I want to do, okay, is not being used. So I'm gonna comment. So if these variables are being used for any reason, the code will show the error in red. So okay, so let's do a test now over this. Okay, yeah. Okay, unknown error. So something I screwed in something, and if we want, I'm gonna put in here. If we want to know where I screwed, I can do a trick in here. So in this, I'm not gonna catch. I'm gonna comment this, so I'm not being catching. I'm not gonna catch this. So now it's gonna crash like badly. Memutils object has not get swap in use. No way that I forgot the parentheses. Let me see. Line 851. 851. Oh, damn it, my bad. So I should have done the, I should have used the refactor rename from PyCharm. I was confident that I was not using this method, but it happened that I added to the code. So obviously this doesn't exist, but I see that I'm not capturing the return. So looks like I'm doing something wrong. Yeah, because okay, this was doing nothing. Oh my, okay, invalid literal for int with 0 KB. Okay, line renderblock x63 863. Okay, yeah, get swap in use in KB. Yeah, because this returns the unit. I add the unit. Okay, so what I will do in these cases, by default, adding unit will be true. What I will do is true. Okay, so only if I pass the add unit, and then in here I will specify add unit as false. Okay, let's see how this looks. All right, it seems like okay. It seems like okay, this part, but I should force like using memory. How can I allocate memory? Okay, let's see. If I do while true, so empty string, while true, myself, I'm equal to myself, repeated 1,000 times. Okay, I initialized empty, so okay, I will add here an A, so at least at least it will repeat. Okay, so memory error, yeah, it was what I wanted, but I have the stack limited. So if I try this, bytearray, I see the memory free going down, but this is not enough. What if I do this per 20? Nice, yum yum. Now, okay. So, okay, I'm pretty confident that now we have some swap memory in use. Okay. So let's see, free-h. Yeah, 2 megabytes. So this is one of the things that, as I express this in gigabytes, 2 megabytes is too low. It's not displayed in, it's not visible, but it's catching that we are using some swap. So if I do this, maybe take some swap. 11, no, that's too low. Okay, fair enough. That's enough. Okay, so at least I see now that it's working, 34 megabytes, 0.03 gigabytes, fair enough. I'm happy with this. Okay, let's close some windows. Let's move this to the other side. All right. So this refactor has worked. The interesting thing will be to get. Okay, we did the test on this on the previous session, but I have to check because I have changed the code, so I have to change the unit testing. So all right, test memutils. So if I run this now with code coverage, replace. All right. Oh, fails test. Okay. Oh yeah, because I did a refactor. Yeah, that was totally on me. That was my fault. Swap in use in kbytes, and again this was doing nothing. And in the other case as well. So okay. Oops. Okay, I jumped the gun. This is doing, yeah. This is updating because it's on the test, it's not on the code. Yeah, it's very important to be concentrated and it's a bit late and I'm tired, so it's not the best for coding, but I wanted to finish this and I'm enjoying it, so okay, let's go for it. Okay, test failed. Okay, 9 KB. Let's see why it fails. Add unit should be true, so we should be returning this. So let's see why is not matching on 233. Oh, this is from swap free. Let me rerun. Okay. Funny, because I have not changed this. Line 283 is empty, so something is not right. Let's run this again. Code coverage. Yeah, swapping is returns with the unit. So if I want not having the unit, I should do unit equal false, but that doesn't solve the case where there is a 9 in here and I'm expecting 0. But the content of meminfo is swap total 10, swap free 1, so 9 is what should be expected. So obviously it's normal that this fails, because 10 minus 1 is 9. So I don't know how I write this. Let's check the other error. Get swap in use in kbytes. Okay, let's test first the other case, so I can fully concentrate on the other one. Okay, that's fixed. Get swap in use 1 GB. Get swap in use 1 GB. Okay. Yeah, so this is returning in kbytes. Yeah, I did the refactor and well, that's normal. Okay, I refactor one method. I broke the test because before they work different. The only thing is that I forgot that I will break the test. So it's always good to have a methodology. Like I always run the tests, even if I'm tired or I feel super confident that I fix everything. No, before commit, always run the tests. So I make sure that, in this case, for example, I forgot that my refactor broke some tests, and running the test catch it. So it's the last line of defense, the unit testing. So it's completely recommended. It's mandatory to do them. Okay, so I was testing this case with this this output mocked. So and I was returning 1 gigabyte plus 1 byte. I should mention in here as a comment. Okay. So now let's go quick. Cool. So what I'm expecting, or to do it properly, I'm expecting this -1 again. So it's not gigabytes. Before it was gigabytes. In gigabytes. So this should be exactly this -1, because there is one in use. Okay, let's try this. Okay. Okay, I should specify not to add the unit. Okay, here we go. Now it will work. Okay, it worked. So as we see, we are not testing the new part to add the units. So I want to test this as well. Okay, so it's only this. So I want to test this as well. So I'm going to repeat this function. Units, but with units. I could also, like, it's a bit depending on your preference, I could don both of the assets inside one single test method. I prefer to separate them, even if it's repeating code, which is completely fine in unit testing. Okay, so this will be like this now. Let's try it. Oh, okay. Problems of copy paste. Copy and paste. All right. So now we pass all the tests, and also we have coverage for this part. So that's gonna be enough for the refactor session for today. I wrote enough things and I fixed them. So mission accomplished. So okay, basically I'm gonna have to change log what I did. Okay. Okay, fantastic. So that's it. Commit. Well, before commit, something that I normally do is run all the tests. So let's do this. Yeah. It's a bit slower if I do with coverage, but it's just 10 or 20 seconds more. Replace, and it's worth it because I see the coverage in all the files. And the manual test, okay. Again, methodology is good because I disabled this and I don't want to have this like that. So basically I was doing something that I should not. Okay, that's to catch the Control C, and then this is for exceptions, and 1, 2, 3. Okay, now it's black, so it's exactly the same uploaded to a repository. Let's try this again. Sorry. Fine, perfect. And let's manually try this. Fantastic. So the tool doesn't need to be run as sudo, but I use the root permissions to access to a file which in Ubuntu requires to have root permissions. So if I don't root as sudo, if I just do this, I'm unable to decode DMI, and the DMI file allows me to know if this is running on a physical server or it's running inside OpenStack or Google Cloud or Amazon AWS. So I capture that information from DMI basically. So in this case, it's a physical server. If I run in one of the instances in Google Cloud, I will see that it's Google Cloud. All right. Fantastic. So now I'm gonna commit. I did something more, which I forgot to list on the changelog. I made sure that we got colors. Okay, that's fine. But that functionality was on the swap usage, but that functionality was already implemented, so that's fine. Okay, there we go. Okay, and we modified the changelog, memutils, renderblock, yeah, and test. Okay, all good. Perfect. So that's it for this session. Thanks for watching.